Well, hello, lifers. Here we are in Dillon Nature Center, and we're here with Daryl Goad, who is going to talk about this quilt behind him. Go, Daryl.
All right. So this is a community quilt project that we came up with. It was sponsored by the library, local library. So it's for Reno County. What the idea was to celebrate nonprofits and government agencies involved in the infrastructure that makes this a great place to live. So we asked each agency to make their own quilt square, a 12 by 12 quilt square, and we wanted this to be both traditional quilting and non-traditional. Some things like we have some three-dimensional printing, we have painting, we have a book made out of fiber. The Dillon Nature Center itself made a three-dimensional quilt square. So we have a lot of really cool stuff in this quilt, and the community came together. Each agency made their own square, and then we had some volunteer quilters use a technique called quilt as you sew, and they put together this gorgeous quilt. It is going to tour Reno County over the next year, and then it's going to go on permanent display at the Reno County Museum.
Fantastic. How long did it take to create this entire quilt?
A very long time. It was my first time heading a project like this, so it took maybe a little longer than I had anticipated. We gave several months for people to get the squares together, and then the ladies that actually did the quilting came in twice a week for over a month and did a lot of work on this. There's a whole ton of hand sewing on the back. There's hundreds of person hours in this quilt.
Well, thank you very much for touring this quilt.
All right, thank you. So our library ghost, a list of some of the banned books. We don't ban books in our library. Our staff favorites for 2022. And if I can, it's pinned, but you can't see it. But on the very back there is three-dimensional printing for the makerspace that's in the library. So it's actually a little book about the library. Okay. This is the Reno County Museum. This is all laser cut wood that's been put on there, along with some three-dimensional craft work. So the square right here was made by one of our local pre-kindergarten schools, and all of the kids, each kid put their thumbprint on there, and each thumbprint was turned into an owl. And then each one of them has their thumbprint and owl on there. So it's kind of a really cool square. The Makerspace is a great community resource. It's a workshop for everybody. So you can come in here and use all of the equipment we have, all of this stuff at no charge. Only thing we charge for are materials that we have to buy. For instance, if you did 3D printing, it would cost you 6 cents a gram for the filament, but for your first print, we even give you $1 credit. We are here to help the community explore their creativity and to push their own bounds and to learn. That's what we're about, lifelong learning. So this is an example of some of the things we made here in the library. This sign was carved on our CNC machine, and then the base was 3D printed on one of our 3D printers, and the electronics were done at our electronic workstation. There's a red, green, blue LED strip and an Arduino microcontroller in here controlling the lights. We can do electronics, we can do embroidery, we can do CNC, we can scan things. You can make all sorts of crafts. We can make books here, and you can come in and learn how to do stuff. And if the staff doesn't know how to do it, if they have time, they will be glad to sit down and help you. I say if they have time because this is fairly unusual. I've had up to 20, 25 people in here at once, so it can get really busy.